What's going on, Cowboys Nation? It's your boy DMV back with another one, and it's the morning, and I had to pay homage to my guy Mark Holmes. But yeah, the Cowboys arrived at training camp yesterday. I'm excited because training camp is here. Over the end of the week, probably from Wednesday to Friday, I'm gonna try and kick it with my guy Mark Holmes, and we're gonna talk about training camp stuff. But they've arrived at Oxnard. Zack Martin has some interesting things to say, so we're gonna go to those clips, and then we're gonna come right back.
For everyone, especially for myself, really a time to kind of get your legs back underneath you, your timing, really start to gel as an offensive line and as a football team. We still are finding our identity as a team. Obviously, every year is different. So, this next month out here is going to be big for us to find that identity.
There are a bunch of young players who need to step up. What's your message to the young players as they come into this environment?
Yeah, just come in and be ready to compete. Those guys did a great job in the spring, learning the playbook, competing, and now it's just about putting it together and showing everyone that they'll be ready to play and contribute on Sunday.
What kind of identity do you want this team to have?
I think I want to be a tough football team. I want to be a smart football team. I think last year, we had some trouble with, some discipline and some penalties and stuff. So I think that's kind of number one for us is a disciplined, tough football team.
Just reestablishing that physical way, especially in the run game, is that an emphasis in this?
Yeah, no doubt. And that'd be big for our offensive line group to get out there and start gelling together. And it's gonna be a little bit different. We got some new guys out there, so this will be big for us to kind of start building that connection as a unit.
Does training camp start Wednesday, or does it start Monday when the pads come on?
It starts Wednesday, but it's different when the pads get on training camp. That's when really things start to gear up. So these first 4 days, I think is really get your legs back underneath you, kind of start feeling out the technique and doing all that. But Monday, obviously, when the pads get on, it'll be a big day for us.
Do you like having that build-up?
I do. I love having that. I think it's smart. It's great for us to, again, kind of just get your time in. You put pads on day one, you got guys flopping all over the place. At least you kind of get your legs underneath you, get ready to go.
Does the disappointment of the way things ended last year motivate you even as another camp begins this year?
Yeah, I think, try not to look out at last year. Obviously we can learn from things. It's a new year, so we got to build on some of the good things we did last year and learn from some of the things that kind of shot us in the foot last year.
Besides the weather, what's the best part about being out here?
I love coming out here. It just kind of breaks up the season a little bit. You obviously have your first few weeks out here in training camp, then we move back to Dallas. It kind of just breaks things up. So I love coming out here, kind of locking in for that month and getting to work and getting ready for the season.
What's the value in your mind of Dak being healthy throughout the offseason, not coming off?
Yeah, it's huge. And then, obviously last year during camp, he had to miss a lot of time. So, whenever you have everyone out there in the huddle and you can get those reps to keep getting better as a unit and familiar with everyone is huge. So I know he's feeling good and he's ready to roll.
What's your favorite part about the work that you have to put in? Is it a necessary evil at this point? You've been doing it for a long time.
No, I love the process. That's like one of my favorite things about playing football is the process of the whole thing and building that bond as a team and going into the season. So I love training camp, and I think it's definitely necessary to get going here.
Talking about coming out here and breaking things up, playing in Oxnard. What's the benefit of that for you guys?
Can you say that again? Sorry.
Talking about breaking things up.
Yeah, just kind of you're not just at the Star from July till hopefully February. You're out in Oxnard for a month. You go back to Dallas, and you kind of get the season going. So I think it's a good opportunity for people to get away from kind of distractions in Dallas and really lock in for this month. We're out here as a team, and we can focus on being a team out here.
Can you imagine practicing when it's 110 degrees?
Say again?
Could you imagine practicing when it's 110 back home?
No, I'm happy we're in Oxnard at this beautiful 70-degree weather every day, so I'm looking forward to that.
Zach, as a veteran in your career, looking at just kind of what you guys have built, how much would it mean to you try to put a resume of a Super Bowl along with everything you've done and Tyron have done in your careers?
Yeah, that's the goal, right? That's our goal every year, and it starts now. It really starts, like I've been saying, finding the identity, finding what we're good at, and what, seeing what guys are made of going into the season because it's a long year. So obviously that's the goal every year, and it starts now.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
I loved that interview. I loved the fact that, and you can find the full interview, you can find the video on DallasCowboys.com. But I felt like it set the tone, right? And I don't know if they did it on purpose or not, but having Zack Martin, your toughest, probably your best player on the team, come in there and just address things like it was a State of the Union address, and really just talk team and talk toughness and all of that type of stuff, man. That's all I've really been asking for. And, I know us Cowboy fans, we really hated the offseason as far as free agency has gone, because the free agency, I felt like we dropped the ball a lot. But as far as everything else, as far as being quiet, as far as being all football, I felt like the Cowboys did that this offseason. And this interview with Zack Martin really, I really think that really emphasized that. Now I'm gonna touch on a couple points. Really, he talked about finding the identity. That's something that we've all talked about. Really, the fact that we didn't really have an identity. Really, the identity of the Cowboys over the last probably 10 years has been, whenever the game gets tough, we tuck our tail and we try and find a way to squirm out of it. We try and, we're going to throw the ball 50 times. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. And we're going to try and squirm around and just finesse teams to death. And I think that with Zack Martin talking, pardon me for the noise behind me, with Zack Martin talking, it sounds like they really want to be able to control things a lot more from their vantage point. As far as, the things that he says that he wants for the identity is to be a tough, smart football team. So, emphasizing tough. We kind of knew that Mike McCarthy and this team, really wants to be a tough football team. And that's really, why they got, the penalty as far as minicamp and being too tough and things like that in their OTAs. And they, have to wait now to do the things that they want to do. So, but I think that it was very, a very important point that he said, being a disciplined football team as far as cutting down the penalties, because as we know, penalties was a big part of, taking away some of the big plays that we had last year. And, and some of those big plays really, could, change games. So we definitely have to clean it up. And I think that, in listening to Zack Martin speak, they want to be able to, emphasize that in training camp with some of the young guys and get them, hitting the ground running. You could tell that last year was a disappointment to him, because when they brought it up, you could kind of tell in the body language, you can kind of tell in sighing and thinking about it, that it was a big letdown for him. And it was a big letdown for everybody in that locker room. And I think that they don't want to feel that again. And that's the great thing about failure. In life, you're going to learn more from failure than you're going to learn from success, because you're going to learn what it feels like to be in that position so that you don't get there again. And also remember, you're not starting from the ground like you were. Like the year prior to that, we were a bad football team. We're not starting from the very, very bottom. We're starting from where we left off. And, we can take what happened last year and build on it. And I think that those were some of the things that he talked about. I really liked, like I said, that as a leader, it was him that was talking, Zack Martin, somebody in the trenches, because people in the trenches, if you've ever been in the locker room, they're going to always tell the truth about things. They're never going to sugarcoat things. You want to know why? Because they're the ones who are the hottest. They're the ones who have to get hit every play. They're the ones who, have to deal with the ailments in play. And they're the ones that if they just miss one assignment, it's going to be looked at as they had a bad game. They're the guys that don't get the glory. So that's what I always look forward to in hearing from a football team, the guys in the trenches. And I think that Zack Martin did a very good job of really setting the tone for camp with this interview. But let me know what you guys think, man. I'm going to be doing a lot more content. Camp is on the corner, so make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell each time I come up with content. Peace.